And welcome to another Tom and Shane podcast. Good morning, everyone. Well, Shane, big question of the day. It's Thursday. It's the 30th. Will, am I seeing another government shutdown or not? I guess the big question is, will they pass just the thing to keep the government operating till December 3rd? Or are they going to try to tack the $3.5 trillion onto it that of bonds that no one will buy?
Well, there you go. We this is a follow up from Tuesday's show, and boy, when you look at a crowd of idiots, all you have to do is look towards Demolition Party and Pelosi. I watched her briefing today, and they just can't admit to the reality of to the public, which we talked about on Tuesday. You've reached a tipping point. There is no one else left to buy your debt. It's not about servicing it. They spend all this time talking about how you can. We've talked about it. Doesn't matter. So here's the problem: 1.2 trillion on top of another 5 trillion plus behind it. The progressives with what's his name, Senator of Maine. He wants them both packaged and done because he's afraid the other one won't go. But they have a problem. And Manchin came out half an hour ago, 40 minutes ago, and said, "Not gonna vote for this. I can't do it. I'm just not going to do it." So, dead in the water on the big package. She can't gather the Democrats, the cats in particular, to vote for this 1.2. So there may be some. We've seen this 48-hour continuing resolution separate from both these bills.
Right.
Be a page long, like we've seen for 10 years. That's what it'll come down to. It'll come down to a continuing resolution, a page long, and so both of these will fail, and it will just keep piling on to the failures of the Biden administration.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think they're just going to pass the continuing resolution, and they'll probably do that probably this afternoon. From what I have read, they're planning
Yeah,
to
well, they
pass it.
have to. It's the 30th.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah,
nobody wants a government shutdown, and
no.
even if it does, it doesn't really affect the rank and file voter as much as it does employees of the government. They're furloughed and laid off, and they shift
And
money
they get paid,
around.
but they get paid.
Well, yeah, but
The government
yeah,
shut
well,
down, but
that's
they still
true.
get paid.
Yeah, it's retroactive payment once they
Yeah.
get the resolution, and of course they shift money around from agency to agency to kind of cover, the
Absolutely.
big guys that are running everything, and so. Yeah, it's yeah, but I haven't seen a government shutdown. I haven't missed a Social Security payment or anything like that.
And you
Welfare
never will.
checks and food stamps still seem to go out. Medicare still works. So,
It
you know,
happened last year. We
yeah,
were in the same position last year, 2 days before the end of the year, back and forth, all this political drama. And then, literally, in the last day, last hours, both the House and Senate passed a continuing resolution to keep the government open.
hmm
This would be a terrible thing for the Democrats because everybody would see it as them. They have control of this.
well, I was gonna
So,
say, yeah, yeah,
you
you
can't
got,
blame the damn Republicans. Like, that's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. If the Republicans, all stay together,
mhm.
then it's got to be 50 senators, and Harris breaks the tie.
Right.
So it's all on them, or it would be all on them. So, but yeah, the uh, this has been such a mess. I don't know, where are we at? 200 days now of this administration, somewhere in there. And man, you got the border, you got the markets, you got the bonds, you've got immigration, the COVID mandates for vaccinations, or you get fired or laid off or kicked out of your business. Man, it's a mess up there.
Oh, it is. Yeah, there's no question. And Russia's now threatening Europe with raising gas prices if they don't sign long-term contracts with them to
yeah,
squeeze the U.S. out of the market. That's not good.
no,
Gold is at 1758, so it's down 7%. 18% price of silver is down 22. I know. I'm telling you right now, if you want to put something somewhere, buy cheap, to make silver. Go out and buy some coins. Go out and buy a bag of silver coins. And I mean, you have to just look at even commodities or currencies, and the prices that they're yielding. The euro's at 115 to the dollar. Canadian's at $1.26. And you can't say anything about China. I mean, it's 6.4. That's what it's always at. But I mean, you look at Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin, it's still up 48%. At 43,000. But it hit 60,000 last year.
Hmm.
So it's drained off because of the Chinese. And this Evergrande group in China is creating a huge 350 billion in debt. The stock's gone from over $20 in a year to right now it's at 295, so it's collapsed. This is a major corporation. This is basically like what happened in 2008 in the U.S. So they're defaulting, and the government's not stepping in, and they're trying to get other Chinese government owned companies to buy it or buy but 350 billion. One group said, okay, well, we'll come in Ganzhong city that they have. We'll offer them $1.5 billion. Well, they've already put $3.5 billion into it.
Yeah. So,
So I mean, this is not going well for China. Okay, so they're in
no.
trouble.
Mhm.
You're in trouble. I'm in trouble. 600 million, or 600 billion in debt when Trudeau took over. 1.2 trillion now. Yeah, we got the same
Yeah.
problem. You're not alone. Yeah, and
Mhm.
so it's difficult to not look at and say there's a problem here.
Yeah. Yeah. For the benefit of people who are joining us, Shane's in Canada and I'm in the U.S., of course. And got a couple people joining us. Shane, Linda says, good morning. Good morning, Linda. Glad to have you
Loyal
along with
Linda,
us.
thank you,
And
Linda.
Larry's with us as well. Good morning, Larry. Glad to have you along with us. So thanks for you guys joining in on the conversation here because, well, this, boy, we're getting into the silly season of the economy, and boy, with this continuing resolution, I think December 3rd is what they're voting for. They're gonna postpone it, the government shutdown till the 3rd of December is
Yeah,
my understanding anyway.
that would be the attempt without a continuing resolution because they know they have the
Yeah,
money in the bank. I mean, there's
yeah,
money in every department to cover them, so it would be flagged as a shutdown, but everything can be paid. The other problem they have is this West Virginia governor election in November, and
hmm,
this is important after that debate the other night and what he said.
yeah,
And the reason it's important is it because all of this stuff is wound into policy, politics, and perception. And perception is the 24-hour news cycle and the talking points. And then policy and politics, basically follow those talking points around. So there's no question with regard with what's happened just in the last 90 days that Biden's a liar. They're retaping Obama's. If you want your doctor, you keep your doctor. If you want your insurance, you keep your insurance.
yeah,
From you got to
hmm,
read to see what's in Obamacare. You got to read it to see 2,200 pages in this one. I haven't even gotten through 400. It's so bad. It is a clog of disgusting, and there end to end, it's bad. So,
yeah,
having said that, people have thrown stuff into it to try and prevent it from passing. OSHA, for the protection of employees, if they find someone, they want to increase the fines by 10,000. Right now, the fines are anywhere from 10. The minimum is like 10 to 100 grand. So companies could be charged 100 to $1 million for a fine.
I
You know,
know
for
that's so
some,
ridiculous. Yeah,
well, yeah,
it's
but it's in the bill.
Oh, it
So
is. Yeah, no, I know, and it's
you
and it's
know,
so stupid to do that. Madeline's with us this morning too. Thanks for being with us, Madeline. We appreciate that
Yeah,
very
but
much.
talk about you politicizing a department of
Hmm.
labor to go out and send OSHA inspectors out to destroy Republican companies. That's where they would go.
Yeah.
They'd go after oil companies. They'd go after any company, industrial company that you want. So
Hmm.
it's a wayward problem. The thought that there's no inflation. Oh my gosh! You have to look at the open market of commodities, and oil's going to $90, maybe 100 before the end of the year at the rate it's at now. $79 Brent, basically 75 West Texas. But you look down and you go through, the basic things that everybody cares about. I mean, I do. Beef, 7% up this year at 1945. Poultry, 824 up, 37% for chicken.
Yeah, I
I
know.
mean, then you look at the hogs, 91.72 up 30%, and they say, oh, there's no inflation. Well, they don't include food and gasoline, as we tell everyone. So, and you know, farmers aren't doing bad. I mean, soybeans are at 12.65, wheat's at 7.27, it's up 13%. So, lumber's still pretty high, but not what it was from a year ago. It's at 629 from 1200. But the bottom line is that when you look at everything people are going to have to buy across the board, you don't have to have a tax to have a tax.
No, you don't. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, Biden said, I'm not going to tax anybody over 400,000. Now that's just flat out ridiculous because, they're talking about a gas tax. They're talking about, these electric vehicles not paying their fair share. So they're
That's
going to
right.
do that as well. Dave joins us from North Carolina. Thanks for listening, Dave. We appreciate you very much. And but yeah, this has become such a quagmire. There's so many things, Shane. I mean, there's so many. Don't let a good crisis go to waste. We're knee deep in crisis right
That's
now.
right. They're all being wasted because there's a new one every day,
Yeah,
and it's basically because of bad leadership and incredibly poor policy, perception.
hmm
And what's really great right now is your media is finally starting to open up. That you're
yeah,
in the U.S. They really ABC, NBC, they're fine like 10-second, 30-second little spots, the here and there in the evening news, but they're having to. They can, because when this thing explodes, and it will,
yeah,
whether they pass these $1 trillion bounty plays or whatever, they'll never leave the cabinet of the secretary in the House of Representatives desk. Okay, meaning it will never go to Treasury because Treasury will send it back. They'll stamp return to sender.
yeah,
Okay, because it'll send with a little note. We can't do this. Okay, we
yeah,
can't go raise $5 trillion. So
yeah.
great idea, can't raise the money.
Yeah, we'll send it with a copy of the Elvis song
Yeah,
along with it.
that's right.
Oh
Exactly.
God. Yeah, it's yeah, there's no question, man. Oh man. ABC cut President Obama's comments on the border. I don't know if you saw that this
Yeah,
morning.
yeah, I did.
That yeah, he was talking about you can't have open borders, guys, and they ABC cut that out of the
That's
interview.
right.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
know.
geez. So
So
I don't.
he has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
It's very evident that he has no idea what's going on.
Mm,
He's a king in clothes only. He's enjoying the benefits, of the presidency. I looked the other day. He's the third highest paid leader in the world. First is Singapore's premier, 1.2 million, and Hong Kong's leader point by the Chinese. She makes $525,000, and then Biden 400, and then it's down, UK president and other people. But
yeah.
you get all these other perks, particularly living in the White House because he doesn't have to live in the basement. He gets to wander around there, and there's
Yeah.
an elevator, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And it's a great place to keep him. He's alone with his wife and dog on the second floor because no Secret Service, so that's a good deal.
Yeah.
But it's pretty evident, Tom.
hmm
The guy is like clueless. I mean, I don't know what adjective to use. Everyone's been used. Okay, it has. So
hmm
it's beyond any comment anymore.
Well, I think so too. And I want to remind everybody, hey, if you're enjoying what you're hearing, subscribe, ring the notification bell. You'll always be notified of a podcast on YouTube. And like us, leave a comment down below if you like the show. And we would appreciate that very much. We use StreamYard to do this podcast. So if you'd like to do this on YouTube or anywhere else, we would appreciate it if you go down and check out StreamYard. There's a link in the description below on YouTube. So check it out. And
Yeah, and we
yeah,
don't want to bore you, so we
yeah,
do tend to try and keep these things short. But if we start getting every dozen comments or people making a comment or a question, we'll go another 5 minutes, because that's usually, if you get a question or a comment,
Mhm.
it takes another 5 minutes to cover it completely. If you have
Yeah.
questions, hey, we're right here and we'll fact check ourselves. So,
Sure.
we'll do it right here live with you. And
Mhm.
if you want information or where we're getting it, we'll tell you. So
Yeah.
all these things are relevant and carry us through till Saturday on the big show, 3 hours. Very little commercial
Mhm.
interruption. Tom and I have a great time. And
Yeah.
it's global. We're global. We're in the
We're everywhere,
21st
man.
century. Yeah, we're everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, we're on every Saturday, kmmsam.com, kmmsam.com. We're on 8 to 11 Mountain Time. So all you got to do is click listen now. You can text us, you can phone us, you can call us, you can do whatever you want to do. But
Well, you better, because I got to get up at 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning on Saturday. It's Saturday morning, 6:30.
yeah,
So
I know.
I'm happy to do it. Not complaining. I'm just saying to you folks, I do it
Yeah.
because I want to help.
Yeah.
So that's the great thing about this story and this show.
Mhm.
So the other thing that I think is important to look at, Tom, is that not just because it's an important aspect of following up, but I just want people to understand that the way debt in your country is sold is through the Treasury Department.
Right.
It's one of the major things the Treasury Department does. It prints and issues all money and coinage, but it also sells all the debt. And there's basically four types, but it's done through what are called primary dealers. Now there used to be 28. There's only 20, there's 24 now, because under Trump there were four Chinese banks that were involved. Well, they got hacked, whacked, and thrown out. So there's only 24 primary dealers, and they have to be approved by the U.S. government. And then what happens is what is tendered. They take their piece first, and then it goes to what's called the open market. Excuse me,
Hmm.
the open market system. The system open market, SOMA, and other people can buy it. So brokerage firms can buy it, banks can buy it, and then individuals, like you mentioned, you have some. So it's leveraged because you can margin it and buy 10%. Yeah, you can buy $100,000 note for 10,000, and it's not a bad deal, because right now the U.S. is paying, considering what we're dealing with here, they're paying a pretty good price, right? The U.S. Right now is paying what is it? The United States is 1.5. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. It's come up a
so
little bit. Yeah.
yeah, in the 10 years. So it's 11 in Brazil, 6 in India, and Mexico is not doing well, and so but in other countries it's relatively small in relation, to everyone else. Mexico's 7.3. But you wonder if those are safe. Well, if they're paying that kind of interest, Brazil would seem to be safe. So I don't know, 11% on your money. That's not too bad.
Yeah. I would say
So
so.
having said that, yeah, it looks like this crunch is upon us, and we'll see what happens in the next, well, not even 12 hours. I mean, it's Thursday. I mean, tomorrow's the 1st of October, and we'll
Yep.
talk about it on Saturday, the 2nd of October.
Yeah. Well, we're tomorrow, Friday, we'll move into the fourth quarter,
That's
and
right.
we'll see what the GDP does with Christmas and everything coming up, Thanksgiving and Halloween and all the
That's
all
right.
the big spending holidays, and we'll see where these stocks go. This is another thing. The stock market's been affected by this indecision by Congress, not passing. This, or just kicking the can down the road, to use a worn out cliche. But it's hopefully, if they do pass this debt ceiling, maybe the stock market will level off a little bit, and get some return back for some of the folks.
Well, it's up 11% on the year. It's at
Yeah.
basically 34,000.
Hmm.
Having said that, where we were 20 years ago at 6,800,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
that's
So
almost 7 times. So
I know.
that's a
Yeah,
pretty good swing at the bat,
I
right?
was gonna say it's been
Um,
rocking and rolling along pretty
yeah,
well. So,
that's right.
all right, that's probably gonna wrap it up for us. Unless you got something else, Shane, you want to deal with, so
Well, no,
or
I
not.
just wanted to point out these basic numbers that we're talking about, because that's what's in the news cycle. We want to follow the news cycle like everyone else.
Hmm.
There's nothing other than education and money and commodity stocks and currencies that are relevant to any conversation we have, and we cover them all. So we do it as quickly as we can, so people can enjoy it.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Reminder, we're on Saturday, 8 to 11 Mountain Time. All you got to do is click listen now at kmmsam.com, and we'll come blasting in over your radio dial. We have very few commercial interruptions, so we probably have as much time in 3 hours as most shows have in 4 hours. So we hope that you'll join us. Hope that you'll join us on Saturdays. And of course, you can listen to any of our previous podcasts and radio shows at kmmsam.com. Just click on Tom and Shane's podcast, and that'll take you over to that as well. And we hope you subscribe and ring the notification bell so you're always notified whenever we are on again. We're on every Tuesday and Thursday, 10 o'clock Mountain Time. So put that on your calendar and join us. And any topics or anything you want to talk about, put them in the comments below. We'll be happy to cover anything political, business, whatever. And we hope you become a regular in our little family here. And so that's going to do it for us. So say goodbye, Shane.
I will indeed. Everybody enjoy yourself and take heed. At $22, silver is the best buy in the world right now.
All right, man.
Coins only. Coins only.
Coins only. All right. All right. We'll see everybody. We'll talk to everybody on the radio on Saturday.
All right, buddy.
Bye for now.